Dak Prescott has gotten a bit of criticism this season. Not a ton. He hasn't played poorly this year by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe hasn't played great either. However, in this game, I think it really highlighted the real issues that happen with this Cowboys offense. And it is not a Dak Prescott issue at all. I actually thought Prescott played well in this one. And yet there were issues. Well, what were the issues? Well, let's start off with a play like this. This is something that is a massive issue, is when they're going up against these coverages and they don't have CeeDee Lamb getting open and winning, they really struggle to get much going. And this is a good example of it, where it's cover one, man play. So sidelines are potentially open for a deep shot if you want to go there. A lot of one-on-one matchups. Also worth noting just the situation. It's a third down. The Dallas Cowboys have to get to the 29-yard line. Prescott's going to take the snap, and you're going to see that at this point, there's just nothing open. And also, I have a bit of a confusion going on display in general for the Dallas Cowboys. You see that all of these players down the field are past the first down marker, but they're all continuing to run further down the field. I don't know why you don't have at least somebody cutting before the first down marker a little bit, or at least at the first down marker. Everyone is going to be going past the first down marker, which, given the fact that it's a third down and you have a little bit of yards you have to get, you're already probably going to have Prescott holding on to the ball a little bit longer than you'd like to, so every split second counts, and yet for some reason, they're still having this situation. As you see, Prescott's going to actually do a great job on this play of trying to bide some more time, but still nothing got open. Eventually, he tries to scramble out, only picks up a yard, does not get the first down right there. There's several things you could point to as criticism. I don't think Prescott is the guy on that one. I think a lot of people are kind of putting some of the blame on the quarterback for the Cowboys. Again, Cowboys have had a very good season. Cowboys had a very good offensive game in this one. But still, when the Cowboys lose, Prescott tends to share some blame, but I actually thought that this was not his fault, but there are some issues, and the reality is, I think, guys like Michael Gallup, for example, and Noah Brown, I think have to win more consistently for this team to really go on a deep postseason run. This play is going to be a great play by Prescott. I actually think it's a miracle he was able to get his team to 34 in this one. I actually thought this was maybe his best game. No, not maybe. This was his best game of the season, in my opinion. What's going to happen here is it is going to be Noah Brown. That's what Prescott is going to look towards against this zone coverage scheme. However, right off the bat, there is going to be pressure here. It's Tyler Smith, who has had a pretty solid season for the Dallas Cowboys, but, he is going to be giving up a little bit of a pressure here, kind of a quick pressure, not a massively quick pressure, but a little bit quick, a little bit under that 2.5 second mark that usually I say, if as an offensive lineman, it's your job to block for 2.5 seconds. Whatever happens after that is the receivers or the quarterback's fault. Your job is to block for 2.5 seconds unless you have help. But still, watch Prescott use his athleticism to get outside the pocket and then makes a great throw off balance and hits Noah Brown, who eventually got open, didn't get open right away, but eventually does get open and gets the catch for a touchdown. That's a star play by Dak Prescott, and this is the stuff that I think the Cowboys were missing a bit early on, and maybe this is the reason for optimism actually for the Cowboys, even in a loss, is that we're seeing Prescott kind of play like the old Dak Prescott again, and maybe even play like a better Dak Prescott than we've seen. Like, something like this is another great example of, it's going back to that coverage I was talking about earlier. Cover one robber is the official coverage, as both safeties are, one's covering over the middle, the other is staying deep. Kind of a weird disguise going on, but all we need to know, really, logistically, is that Noah Brown, once again, one-on-one matchup on the outside. Prescott is going to look in that direction. Watch as when Prescott takes the snap, Prescott is going to look in that direction. He's into throwing motion at this point. You can't really tell if it's going to be open, and it's far down the field. I mean, this corner is giving a lot of space deep, so trying to make this work deep down the field, it's probably not going to work out. Just looking at it on paper, this is going to be tough, especially when Prescott's about to take a hit right after making this throw. But watch this beautiful throw that's going to give Brown a catchable ball that he isn't quite able to haul in. That's a tough catch. I'm not blaming him, but I'm just kind of throwing it out there, as that was an opportunity where you had a chance to make that play, and realistically, you didn't expect to have a chance to make that play. These are the kind of plays that I think for the Cowboys to, again, for them to go on a deep run, got to start hitting on these, because, I mean, what actually ended up happening was you had a triple team essentially on CeeDee Lamb on that play. If he's getting that kind of attention, which he deserves, he's been amazing this year, if he's getting that kind of attention, that's fantastic, but now these secondary guys have to come through, or you have to start making great throws. Prescott made a great throw there. It was just still a bit of a tough play, but the hope is that you can start to hit on those. Now, if there was something like this, where what's going to happen is it's going to be, again, same exact coverage, just a lot of what Jacksonville was doing against Dallas. I think it's going to be a lot of what we see teams just in general do against Dallas. Watch as Prescott's going to take the snap. It is man coverage across the board, as I mentioned earlier, and you see right here, none of those 3 routes down the field are open. It's a third down. You have to get to about the 34-yard line is where they're looking towards. So, all of these routes are routes that, if you get the catch, would be first downs and would get you inside field goal range, but they're just all tough. Prescott's going to throw this one, and I'm not sure if there might have been a communication thing as it's way over his receiver's head. Maybe he just whiffed on one, I don't know. But the reality is, again, it's kind of tough spots here, as Jacksonville played really strong defense, and Dallas just was not able to get a lot going on some of these plays. We also had something like this, where what's going to happen on this one is it's going to be, this is a great play by the Cowboys in general, and this is what we want to see more of, I think. It's just them being able to scheme guys open. That might be what you have to do. I mean, listen, we saw the success the Packers had with just one good receiver. Granted, I like CeeDee Lamb. I'm not sure if I'm going to put him on Devontae Adams' caliber just yet. But still, when you have one very good receiver, you can scheme other stuff open. What they're going to do here is they're going to have their 2 receivers lined up to the right of Dak Prescott. There's actually 3 receivers, but 2 of them are on the line. And what those guys are going to do is run deeper routes that eventually will get over the middle. Then when you have a tight end kind of run towards the sideline and then run deep, that could allow him to get open, as the extra attention could draw the other 2 players away. Right when this play begins, it's actually defended well by Jacksonville. They go through their rotations nicely. They don't get fooled too badly. There's no blown coverage or anything like this. This was good defense by Jacksonville, but as the old expression goes, a perfect throw can typically beat good defense, and that's what you're going to see from Prescott. Watch as Prescott is able to make that nice throw, and you are able to get a touchdown here, and that's exciting. Okay, sure, he got it off of Josh Allen, the edge rusher. That's not, he's not known for coverage necessarily, although he still is a great athlete. But still, it was a perfect throw, and it was still defended well by Josh Allen. I mean, say what you want about him being an edge rusher, he defended that play well, and Prescott was able to still throw over the top of him. So because Prescott can do that, and if Prescott really is picking up his game, because again, I've been someone who's been a little critical of him this season. I speculate as to maybe his injury kind of was lingering for a bit with, what happened, how he missed some time early on this year. But this is definitely one of his best games of the year. I mean, the other one you'd point to would probably be, he played Chicago very well. He played Minnesota very well. But those are, again, kind of weird games against not great defenses. Jacksonville has had an inconsistent defense this year, but a defense that has played very well at times. And I thought Prescott, given the situation, actually did a lot of really good stuff for the Dallas Cowboys. And the hope is that he can start playing like this Dak Prescott again, that we know he can do, and not like the guy who we've seen be inconsistent at times. And while yes, 2 turnovers is never good, worth mentioning, one of them was just not his fault, in my opinion. He only got credit for 1 turnover-worthy play in this one. Actually, you look at his numbers, he has 11 interceptions on the year, but he has just 12 turnover-worthy plays. He's been unlucky in terms of the turnover-worthy play stuff as well. So, I don't know. I think an optimistic game. I think he played very well, and I think that there's room for him to continue to play well in the future, and you hope that this is just who he is, or maybe, he is someone who has been inconsistent over his career. Maybe this is just as high, and he'll have some lows. I don't know, but I think reason for optimism if you're a Cowboys fan. That's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.